Adventures of the Super Sons issue 9. Again, this is one that me and Matt usually both talk about, but he's not here, so it's me. Peter DiTomasi writing with Scott Godlewski on the art, which is a change because there's been Barbary for the last several issues. I don't know if this is just a one issue thing or if we've switched now for the last little batch of 4, maybe, because obviously it's a 12 issue series. But this issue, the kids land on a planet, which, because they've escaped the prison planet, they're with the Green Lantern trainee, and they land on a planet where there's a robotic Jonah Hex. There's some Westworld jokes to be made here, I'm sure, but
Yep.
they end up kind of helping him because there's some bandits try to like hold him up, and just by landing on them basically when they land on the planet. He's like, okay, I'm indebted to you, so I'll try and help you. So there's one way off this rock, and it's this train, and it's guarded with all these other robots. I will help you get on there. And the issue is mostly like, as they're on their journey, there's a lot of jokes about them, enjoying being out in the Old West, and John like saying things in a cowboy way, and Damien's like, stop dropping your G's, you're from Metropolis, quit that right now. But the main sort of idea of the issue, outside of just the general kind of the we have to get in and sneak past the robots and like take over the train, kind of Back to the Future 3 style, is that they keep saying to Jonah, do you want to come with us? Because, you were made as a robot to serve under the ruler on this planet, and you didn't like killing anymore, so you made a deal with them to basically be left alone as long as he stayed on the planet. And he's not allowed to leave because it's just not in his programming. So they keep saying to him, the Green Lantern trainees, like, hey, I like, the reason why I'm like a candidate is because I'm good with machines and computers. Like, I can probably help you with that. I can tinker. And he keeps refusing them. He's like, no, this is my nature. Like, I'm not like you kids. Because even Damien says, I was trained to be a killer by my mother. And it wasn't until I met other people and my father and so on that I learned I had free will. And Jonah's like, no, that's your kid, but it's just not me. And eventually, like, just before they get on the train towards the end of the issue, the Green Lantern trainee actually just knocks him out. He hits him over the back of the head just so he can reprogram him. And when he wakes up, he's like willing to come on the train. And it's not like a dark thing. It's not like, oh, he's programmed him to want to leave. He's just taken away the he has to follow this rule programming. So now he has some form of free will. And he's thankful for it. He's like, I never really understood this idea that I could just leave, because it wasn't there. So there's kind of a nice. It's kind of a weird kind of like one-shot tangent. Although they're still on the train at the end. They're just leaving in the train, and it says next time the Justice Gateway or something like that. Injustice Gateways. Showdown at the Injustice Gateway. So I'm liking them playing with the genre here a little bit. By the end of the issue, John's got a cowboy hat on like the whole time. And then other than that, the villains are like, Rex Luthor and his team are like, all right, we've got tons of these like copies of the super villains now. We're heading towards Earth. I'm ignoring my obsession with those super sons is getting put in the back burner. We're going to go take over Earth. And interestingly, at one point, Damien and John, when they're talking about it, they're like, when we get back to Earth, we should tell our dads and get the Justice League on this because they're actually coming to attack the planet. And Damien's like, nah, this is our problem. We should take care of it. You're right, Damien. We'll clean up our own mess. And I'm like, if you fail and they do actually destroy Earth, your parents are going to be pissed. I just want to put that out there.
Yeah, pretty fairly as well.
Just going to put that out there. But no, it's very good. I will say, like, the art is not bad. Godlewski's art is perfectly fine, and in places actually quite enjoyable. It does feel like the biggest shift away from the style though, because there was one like fill-in artist earlier in the run, and it did kind of lend more to stick with the style. I don't think that was Godlewski as well, but if it was, he did a better job of like sticking to what the tone of the book was. And even Barbary, it felt like he was sticking to what had been established by Jimenez and some other artists in the previous book.
From what I know of Godlewski, if I remember right, typically quite heavy, scratchy.
Oh, I wouldn't say that's a scratchy at all. No.
No. Okay. In my past experience, Godlewski is not particularly clean.
Maybe in an effort to fit the style, it is actually a very clean style. If anything, actually, it sometimes looks like Marvel art. That shiny kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah.
You get in the coloring.
Yeah.
I'd say it has parts of that, but no, I mean, I'm looking for it. No, it's very clean. Very cartoony, which is right for the book, but it's a slightly different kind of cartoony from for what the books had before. Rex Luthor's chin feels a bit pointier than it should be as well, just compared to normal, which is a minor complaint, but it's just one of those things that I was reading that I was like, this feels the most different the art's been on the Super Sons in general.
Yeah.
Maybe since the start of Super Sons issue 1, back at the start of the first book.
The first book, yeah.
So this one felt a bit different in that sense, but at least from memory. I mean, someone may point out one shot where it had intentionally, like maybe that one where John was going through the house in the forest. Maybe that was very different. I think that was a Super Sons issue. That may have been Superman actually. Remember there was an issue where John was like in the creepy house and like he wasn't sure where he was, and it was
that was Super Sons, wasn't it? Because it ended with it being the robot kid, right?
I think so. I think that was Super Sons. But anyway, so that one might have had really different art, but that was doing like a very stylistic thing because it was meant to be like all kind of nightmarish and wacky.
Yeah.
But the book's solid. It's like a solid 7 out of 10, like consistently. It's just a fun read. Which unfortunately is less interesting to talk about when you have like 4 books total. And you're hoping for some more meat to really, give the show some gravitas.
We don't really expect meat from this book, though, do we?
No, we don't, and that's fine. It is what it is. It knows what it is. It's silly. It's fun. The characters are likable.
I wasn't saying that as a criticism. I'm not holding that against it. Just in terms of even when there's you and Matt here, it rarely goes 5 minutes.
Yeah, it is what it is. So, Adventures of the Super Sons is a fun book if you like it. Admittedly, it's the sort of thing you can wait for probably the hardcover with all 12 issues and just binge it. It'll probably be more enjoyable that way. But it works. It works perfectly well, and the characters are very likable.